You're listening to The Preacher's Corner, brought to you by In-House Productions, with your hosts, Pastor JT and Lady Fenita. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Google, and Spotify, and find us on Facebook at The Preacher's Corner, IG at the.preachers corner, and our website at thepreacherscorner.net.
And action. I couldn't help but to do it, man. This is your host, Pastor JT, in the bed, and once again on the Preacher's Corner with the lovely Lady Mayberry. We have an awesome guest today, and Lady Mayberry is going to introduce him by reading his bio.
All right. We have with us tonight Mr. Ali Abdin, and he is an actor, director, writer, and producer. Born in New Orleans, Louisiana, he is Ali Abdin III and has been acting since the age of 3. The New Orleans Center for Creative Arts is where he began to study the art of acting. His love for performing carried him through college, where he earned a bachelor's degree from Southern University and A&M College at Baton Rouge in theater and performing arts. While working towards his degree, he took part in several theatrical productions. During these productions, Ali honed his craft by participating in many different areas of the theater, working on stage lighting, sound production, and stage and set design. He was able to become a well-rounded student of all aspects of stage and film production. Ali has taken part in a multitude of featured films, short film, theatrical productions, and commercials. Along with his acting career, he is also a talented writer and director. He has written countless stage plays, shorts, and feature film scripts. His relentless pursuit to obtain his dreams moved he and his brother Aaron to create their own production company, 1500 Entertainment LLC. Under the company, they produce films such as Forgive and Forget and Staycation.
Yeah.
The film has garnered over millions of views across various platforms worldwide. This production company will create the platform for creativity that will touch the masses. And I believe that.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Preacher's Corner.
Yes.
Thank you. It sounds kind of funny to hear somebody read that. You're actually the first person that I've heard actually read my bio out loud. So it's
wow.
Yeah, it's you don't think about all of the things that you've done until you hear somebody else say it. So thank you. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Out of doing that, like getting an award and having your life read back to you, that was the idea, and having everybody every guest send their bios in so they can be properly introduced. Sometimes we'll never hear about the accomplishments we've made, or you never look over your resume or anything. You just get it typed up and send it off to whatever job or whatever you're trying to get done. So to hear it, I believe that it's good for us to hear, so we can continue to keep stacking on that resume, that bio.
Definitely. With y'all, I appreciate it.
Salute, man. You've been busy doing a great age 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 3.
That is amazing.
Yes,
that is amazing, man. So that knocks out one of the questions of how long you've been in the business. You've been acting since age 3. So how long you been in the aspect of it?
So the business side of film I've been doing since my brother and I started our film company in 2012. So right at 10 years.
Wow. That's
right good.
Yeah, right at 10 years. We shot our first our first short film in 2008, and we started our company in 2012. Yeah.
Man, we love the movie, man. Congratulations on being number 1 on the ALLBLK Network, man. ALLBLK App.
Thank you.
And ever since we've been binge watching everything on there, man.
Forget is on our list for tonight.
For
when we're
tonight,
done,
yeah.
we said we're gonna have to go check out Forgive and Forget.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Forgive and Forget is not on All Black.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the one you were looking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Tubi. You can actually watch it on Tubi. There is actually
Okay.
on YouTube as well. YouTube has a station that plays movies, and if you have Amazon Prime, it's on Prime also, and a few other places. But the Tubi is the free app that you can watch. So
Okay.
Cool.
and it has it has its commercials here and there, but you can watch the entire film on it.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So in checking out the quality and everything on the movie, I don't know why we do this as a people, our people. We express this shock factor. Wow, the quality is nice. Everything sounds good. It doesn't, and we do that to our people when it's black owned or black established, but we don't do that when it's up and coming or new
Right.
of the other race. So
Right.
why do we do that to our own people?
Well, one of the stigmas on black film is that it's cheaply made, or it's rushed, or it's not of quality as good as our Caucasian counterparts, I'll say.
Right.
But a lot of that comes from us not having the actual funds to be able to produce quality films. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is, and it's not to say that we don't have bad white films or bad, Caucasian films, because they are. But for us, I think we are a hard judge of anything artistic that comes from us.
Right.
Because we know as a people, we have to be twice as good as whatever is out in order for us to be able to get to where they are. You know? So I think the shock factor comes when you actually see a good quality black film, because we're not used to seeing good quality independent black films.
There you go.
Films that we see that are black films that are of quality, they're mainstream or Hollywood black films. So we get it all the time, man. Y'all made a real movie. That's one because when people first see our films, they're like, man, this is a real movie. Like, yeah, what did you expect us to make? You thought we were picking up our cell phone and just shooting it, and we didn't know how to light, we don't know how to direct, we don't know how to get good actors. But that's usually the stigma that we have on our productions, because we're known for cutting corners. We're known for doing things that aren't of industry standard. So it creates that stigma, and that doesn't just come from us. And I actually had a conversation doing another podcast and they asked that question: why is it that the expectation of our films is so low, and why do we create those films that way? And a lot of it is because we don't have the funds to go to film school to learn the correct way to do things as far as film is concerned. Number two, we are creatures of our environment. So, what do they say? Necessity is the mother of all invention.
Yeah.
Us as black folks, we've always had a need to do things, but not had the necessities or the instruments to be able to do it. So we've had makeshift to do things. So what we've done is we've incorporated that into our art. And sometimes it works in our advantage. And a lot of times, because the film business is such a harsh business, especially when it comes to quality, it causes us to be able it causes people to put us into that box or put us into that stigma of bad black movie because it's black. So pretty much. But there is an actual audience for those bad black films. there are a lot of people that enjoy watching those films.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's the reason why you have so many of those films that are actually being produced and being distributed, because there is an actual audience for it. But it's a double-edged sword, because it hurts us when we're trying to move above that bad black film stick, or your hood film, or that kind of thing. So it's one of those things that we've been working towards and trying to and overcoming. I don't want to say try. I don't use the word try. So either you do or you don't. So
That's right.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's been some great hood films. It's been
Right.
some good ones.
That's
Coolie
what he
High,
said. That's what he
Right.
said.
legendary movies. Coolie High,
Mhm.
Dolomite.
Right.
It's been some great low budget hood quote unquote
Mm-hmm.
films. But that gives us, like you said, that stigma, that expectations. Okay, we
Yeah.
doing it, so we don't
Definitely.
have the high expectations
Right.
for it.
Right.
You
Right.
got
Yeah, that's so true. We were talking about that, and I was like, that just blew me away. Though when we opened it up, it was like, hey,
yeah,
but we shouldn't expect anything less.
right,
You
Right.
know?
I think we've been conditioned that way, though.
right,
Yeah.
We've been conditioned that way to go in, go into things with that. Yeah, I kind of, you know what I mean? Like, let me see what this about before I do it. And it's not just with film; it's with anything that's considered black owned. We
That's
go
right.
into it with that thought process. If you go to a black owned restaurant, you're like, all right, let me check it out. Let me see what it's about first,
Yep.
before I say anything about it. Or if you go to listen to music or go to a concert, we are the harshest critics on ourselves and on each other. You know,
We
that's one of
are.
the things that we as a people have to be more gracious with our own. Now, that's not to say not to be constructively critical, because those
right,
are two different things. You know
right.
Right.
what I mean? You can be constructively critical and still lift your people up. It's
That's
it's
right.
I'm more concerned about when we tear down and talk about versus, the constructive criticism that can be used to help someone to be able to
Wow.
get better.
That's good. That's
Wow.
good. And we're gonna hit that. I got a question for you a little bit later on that, but she has
All
some
right.
things you wanna come on, get to the good
I
stuff.
like to ask. This is
She
one of my
always
favorite
loved this
questions
question.
to ask
Let
everybody that comes.
I'm listening. Give it to me.
Who are you? If someone sat down with you, might take away what I read on your bio. Who is Ali at the third?
First thing is, I'm a child of God.
Amen.
He's been my rock, especially lately. I've had to lean on him a lot these past coming weeks. So that's the first thing. I'm a child of God. Secondly, I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a son. Um, and I'm a flawed human, but
Mm,
I give my all to my craft. I give my all to my family. And I'm a person who genuinely wants to help any and everybody that I can to be able to achieve whatever it is that they're looking to do, especially in art, especially in film, especially in writing and those kinds of things, because essentially I'm a giver. So that's who I am.
All
wow. That's good
right. I
stuff,
love
man.
it.
That's good stuff.
Yes, I love it.
Ooh, my lord. That is good, man. Maybe that'd be probably one of the reasons we jailed and connected the way we did, man.
Yeah.
So that
Probably
is good. Yes,
more than
sir.
likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir. Uh, what have been your highlights in the industry?
Um. Well, the highlight that I that I've had since I've been doing this is being able to work so closely with my brother.
Yeah.
Um, you know, we were fortunate enough at a young age to know what we wanted to do with our lives early. It's a lot of people who go through life not knowing what they want to do, where they
Right.
want be, what their goals are, what they want to achieve. And for us, we were fortunate enough to be blessed, one, to be born and raised in a city that's known for entertainment, which is New Orleans, which, you know, to us, nothing happens by accident. You know, it's not an accident that God allowed us to be born in a city that's known for its creativity and known for its, you know, for all of those things. And we were born into a family that is talented and gifted in the arts. You know, my father is an extraordinary musician. My mother is a singer. My older brother, he's an extraordinary musician as well. I'm a writer. I'm a singer, write, direct, produce. My younger brother, he's a extraordinary musician also. So, you know, none of those things happens by accident. So being able to be born into the family that I was born into and work with my brother on a daily basis doing what we love is one of the highlights of my film career. The other highlight of my film career is being able to self-produce our own films.
Yeah.
All of our films, both of our feature films, are all 100% owned by us and self-produced by us, financed by us, written, directed, produced by us. So what that does is, and the reason why that's a highlight is because it allows us the ability to be able to learn on our own terms, structure our own terms with our own films, and have a product that's created solely by us that we can take to different platforms on our own to be distributed. And if we run across a deal or a situation to where we feel like we either aren't being treated fairly or we aren't being offered what our product is worth, we can get up and we can walk away from the table.
That's right.
That's good.
And that is those two things are our highlights. And the third thing is being able to help people. We've on all of our projects, we always do an internship program with colleges, and we also allow students who are learning in high school to be able to come on to our set and learn as much as possible. Sometimes on our last two films, we were actually able to pay the interns, so that helped. But what it does is it gives them that experience of being on an actual set, that so you don't have to pay for that experience in film school. You can actually learn it for free, and if you work well, we'll continuously bring you back. That way, not only are you learning the craft and the art, but you're also building a resume. So when you actually want to go out on your own, you can put our films down as films you've actually worked as crew on. And you can say that I've worked in this department, I've done this, I've been able to do that, I can do the other. And then that'll give you that leg up on people who aren't able to have those experiences. So those are the three things that I could say are the highlight of my career, my film career.
That's good.
That's a blessing.
And I believe I heard you accept an intern today.
Yes.
In the room. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And
yes, sir.
It was cool to hear that you'll sign off on this paperwork and everything. So I was like, wow.
Definitely.
We need, open
we
up
need
doors.
more. We need more of that, man. We need more of us to be to look out for us. Because we don't have those opportunities. We're not afforded those opportunities. All of us, enough of us aren't. And some of us need that avenue to be able to get to where you need to be without worrying about how I'm going to get there.
Right.
Because a lot of the things that we've gone through, we didn't have anybody ahead of us that were teaching us or affording us that opportunity to be able to learn as we go. So that's one of the things that that I'm actually grateful for. I was given the opportunity to actually be able to sit and shadow a writer director by the name of Greg Carter here in Houston. He's directed a lot of films. He's done a lot of television shows. You know, I was blessed out of the grace of God to be able to shadow him while he was shooting one of his series. And it gave me the opportunity to be able to make some connections and to be able to network and communicate with people who are actually on the job doing it. So, you know, I want to extend that to as many people as we can.
That's good stuff, man. That is good stuff.
You don't hear that often.
No, you don't. You don't.
Once we get our foot in the door, we don't worry about nobody else. We try to get there and stay there.
And that is definitely one of the things that my brother and I are focused on. We feel like it's too much of the I, me, my attitude, and the us, we, our attitude, especially in the film business when it comes from us. Because one of the stigmas that we have, or thought processes it seems, is that we feel like it's not enough to go around. And that's just not the truth.
Right.
It's more than enough to go around.
Right.
So
yeah.
Right, man. Good, man. So who would you like to work with that you haven't had the chance to work with?
So there are a few. I would love the opportunity to work with Lawrence Fishburne. He's
that's my dude.
He's one of my absolute favorite actors. Samuel L. Jackson. Definitely. Morgan Freeman. I actually would like to be able to work with Regina King as well. Yeah, Regina King is awesome. Angela Bassett. I like Kyla Pratt as well. She's a younger actress, but she does some great work.
Matter of fact, the what was it, the spelling bee that Fishburne and Kyla Pratt?
That's not Kyla Pratt. That's Keke Palmer. She's another one. She's another that we are looking forward to working with. We actually are gonna be hopefully in the near future working with her. And there's a few other people, but those are the people who are on the top of my list.
Now Kyla Pratt is Penny Brown.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, that's Penny Brown. That's what I remember. It's Penny Brown.
She actually has a show on I forget which network, and she's on. It's called Call Me Kat. She plays on that show. Yeah, she actually does a good job on that. I've always been Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. He is Lawrence Fishburne is my favorite actor, but Eddie Murphy, there's not one film that he's made that I have not seen. He is the ultimate to me. But a lot of people don't understand and realize how great of an actor he is. He's an extraordinary comedian, but he is he is a great actor, because what a lot of people don't realize about Eddie Murphy is he is an extreme introvert, but you would never know that looking at his films and looking at, the way he conducts and carries himself. Yes, ma'am. I see your face. He is an extreme yes, ma'am. He is a very introverted person. He's extremely cerebral. He's a person who loves knowledge and loves to learn. He's very quiet. He's observant, but he is first and foremost. Eddie Murphy is number one. Then Lawrence Fishburne.
I would have never known that the way he is so. Goodness.
That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you tell some aspiring actors or actresses that want to get into film, or not just actors or actresses, videographers, or just creators?
So being a creative, there are two sides to it. You have your workers, which would be your videographers, your lighting people, your sound guys, those kind of things. Those are people who actually work in the business. Those are your regular jobs, right? You can get those just from getting experience.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you have the experience and you learn it, you don't even need certifications or anything like that. As long as you understand and you know what to do, and somebody will take you in under their wing and bring you on a set, you can continuously build your resume and constantly get work. So that's the working side. Now, the creative side, the advice I would give is build tough skin, because you are going to receive, I can't even count the amount of no's versus the word yes that you'll hear. So that's the number one thing. Understand, know, and believe that this is what you want to do first and foremost. And then secondly, that it is not easy and it's not for the weak.
Wow.
Because this is definitely a marathon and it is not a sprint. And if you are not 100% confident in knowing that this is what you want to do, don't get into it, because it is extremely hard. It is not easy at all by any means. And that's one of the things that I can say my brother and I have been blessed to be able to know and do, because we just had this conversation last week. We've never had a thought about quitting ever, because we went into it knowing that it was going to be a battle and it was going to be a fight. But I've said this before. We have a mantra that one of J. Cole's lines in his songs is beauty in the struggle. Because the struggle is what tempers you. It's what forms you. It's what molds you. It's what polishes you. It's what smooths your rough edges to create the person that you are going to be and that you need to be once you attain and achieve that level that you want to be. So you have to go through the gauntlet to be able to be prepared for what's out there, because entertainment, especially film and music, is a predatory business. So you have to know how not to become prey. And that's the biggest thing. That's the advice that I would give. Know that it's what you want to do and be willing to go through whatever you have to go through morally to get to where you want to be.
That put emphasis on morally.
Definitely.
Why would we put emphasis on morally? I know
there's a lot of immoral people that will offer you a lot of immoral things for you to gain what it is you think you want. But like I said, one of those things that my brother and I are happy that we are able to do is, if we don't like something that's being offered to us, we can get up with our product and leave the table.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
It is. You have to be strong you have to be strong in your morals and strong enough to know you have to have a limit. You have to have a point to where you say, I am not going to do this, right? And this I will not go past this point. And that's one of the things that my brother and I always have a conversation with whenever we're going into the business side of film. Our creative box is completely and totally open. But on the business side of film, we always say, and it's a question that we ask ourselves, we always say, what is our get up and leave price? What's our get up and leave price? What will we say no to? We have that conversation before we go into any type of business meeting, before we have any type of business conversations. That way we're on the same page and we already know if that topic is even broached, we already know it's a no for us.
That's right.
Before we have the conversation. And that's something that we make sure that we do constantly and consistently, because it keeps us grounded and it allows us to be able to rest on our morals and our beliefs and what we were taught and the things that we feel are how you're supposed to live your life. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good. You got anything else?
I wanted to say I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but it's nothing. It's not ugly. But I'm just realizing something. You know, just from the past couple of interviews that we have done,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell by talking to other people why why we sometimes are stuck in places, because
Mm-hmm.
it's really about who you know. It's really about who you hang around, what your outcome will be, or
Mm-hmm.
what your is. Because just within the last few interviews that we've had, y'all have said something to trigger something in me that people that we normally are around have never said.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, the people that we've grown up with, the people that think that they have made it or have done things, don't have those morals.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have limitations.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have real expectations. It's just about chasing something that they think that they want, will do
Right.
anything by to get it. But the conversations that we've had have really been eye-opening to me, that we just been dealing with some of the wrong people. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely get it.
It's
I
like
definitely get it.
it's like we have been dealing with people that, like, we are the same way. We don't have a whole lot, but what we have, we try to give. We try to, you know, if we're doing something productive, we're trying to bring people with us. And it's like when we get to certain places, there's people that are higher than us, and they got that, you know, that crawfish
Right.
mentality where it's no, we want y'all to stay at the bottom. You know, don't come up here with us. There's not
Crab in the
enough
barrel.
room for. Yes,
Right.
and you said that people do that to you because they feel like it's not enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, it is, and it will be more if we all work together.
Yep.
Right.
It's like it's just like it's eye opening to me that I've been dealing with some crazy folks. I've been dealing with some people who they're not thinking correctly.
Sound like you're doing some real self-evaluation, man.
I am. I have. I'm telling you, I have not really been on the phone. I've been just thinking to myself that I said, "Girl, you got to get some new friends," because it's like you know, if you want to go somewhere and you see the A train is going where you're trying to go, but your friends want to get on B. Why am I getting on B?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I want to go where A is going, but I
Yeah.
keep looking for B because nobody has the courage enough to go get on A with me.
Right.
Sometimes you got to go by yourself.
Yes.
You got to go by yourself. And the crazy part is, Snoop did an interview a few years ago. I think he was either talking to ASAP Rocky or to another young rapper. And he told him, he said, sometimes you have to leave people where they are to get to where you need to be.
Yes.
Because some people aren't meant to grow with you. They just aren't. They just aren't. He said, because, and he gave an analogy, and I'm paraphrasing right now, but he said, you can be here, right? And you trying to get to here. But the person that's here, their threshold is right here. So, but you're up here. So you're going to have to make a decision. Either you're going to leave them where they are, or you're going to come back down to them.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that destroys you as a person. It hinders your growth. It creates an for you within yourself, because you can't get on train A because they stuck on train B.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
You got me. You know exactly where I am.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because even hearing you talk about the unity between you and your brother, it's not you're not in this with him and y'all are fighting for a position or fighting to, you want to do this and he want to do this. You say, y'all get together before the meeting and have a meeting and say, this is where we are and this is what we're going to do.
Right.
And to have that unity with somebody who wants to go where you are, that's major to me.
Yeah.
And especially for it to be a family member.
Right.
That's major.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one. That's why I said it's a blessing to be able to do this with my brother.
Yeah,
it definitely is. I mean, he taught me everything I know. My brother actually went to film school.
Wow.
So that is one of the things that allows us to be as creative as we are, because he learned everything behind the camera. I learned everything in front of the camera. So once we were able to get together and put those two things together, now we see the entire world of film versus just one aspect of film. Because in film school, they don't teach you how to act, from what he told me. They teach you how to work with actors. So for me being an actor, I have the perspective of the person or the actor, and he has the perspective of how to work with actors. So when we put that together, we know how to be able to communicate with the actors that are on our film. It also informs our writing when we're writing, because we know what we want to see the actors do. It also allows us to be able to be better directors and better producers, because we know how to communicate with the crew on the set. And then we regular people, we don't feel like we above anybody else. So just because we wear the director hat or we wear the producer hat, we aren't above picking up lights and carrying them and moving them. We aren't above carrying sandbags. We aren't above moving set pieces. I mean, it's just who we are. And when our cast, our crew members see us doing the work that they do, it creates a more harmonious set. They respect us more. They want to work. They want to work. So on those days where it's a rough day, it's a hard day, or we may go overtime, they don't mind it, because they know we working just as hard as they're working.
That's right.
Right. Wow.
That's so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Lead by example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We don't lead in the front. We lead from within. Is what we say.
Side by side.
Yes, sir.
That's good, man. How important is it to have an IMDb account?
So IMDb is extremely important for business wise, and the reason why is that's almost your certification as you're an actual filmmaker, right? So if anybody wants to Google you or fact check you, the first thing they'll do is they'll Google your name if you're in the film business. And if you do not have an IMDb page, they won't consider you to be legitimate, because that means you haven't done anything.
Right.
So in the world of film, it's extremely important to have an IMDb account. But they're free. It's not like it costs any money to get an IMDb account. You can get one now. IMDb Pro is something completely and totally different than regular IMDb. IMDb Pro is what the business side of film uses to be able to find out who you're repped by, who's your agent, who's your manager, who's your legal, who's your PR representation. If I want to find out your website information, if I want to find you to be able to book you for a film, or book you for a commercial, or book you for an appearance, that's where I'll go. Now, the IMDb Pro account actually costs, but it's not expensive. I think it's like $20 or something like that a month. But it's very helpful when you're trying to secure talent for anything, or if you're looking for a director, or if you're looking for a cinematographer, or a lighting man, or a sound guy. IMDb Pro is the place to go.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So what do you have coming up?
So right now we're actually working on we're in pre-production for our next film, and we're in the process of working on a series as well that we're looking to shoot next year. And we have one more film that we are in the running for to have on a major network. So I can't talk about it much, but that's what we look at.
Man, I would love to come and sit on the set and just watch you do your thing and get my camera rolling and do some behind the scenes and some preacher corner behind the scene interviews and yeah, man. I would love that. Yeah, so let us know, man.
Of course.
Yeah,
most definitely. We go into production, I'll let you know.
Good deal.
Now, before you go, you have to just tell us a little bit about Staycation. I want you to tell our audience Staycation. But tell us about your character.
Your character. Specifically, your character.
So I've told this story countless of times. Pastor JT, you probably heard me tell this story before, but I don't know if your wife has. So the character that I play, his name is Jesse. And I mean, his name is John. And he's married to his wife. Her name is Jessie. And they are personal trainers. But they're personal trainers for couples who are looking to build their bedroom behavior, I'll say. But the story behind that character is I was not supposed to play that character at all. No, I was not. We actually casted someone to play the character, and they didn't show up the day of shooting.
What?
Wow.
They just did not come. So it was the last, we shot those scenes the last day of shooting, the last scenes of the film. So my brother told me, he said, man, you're gonna have to play that part. And I said, bro, I don't want to do that. And he said, man, I know you don't want to do it, but you're gonna have to. You're the only person who can. He said, you know the character, you know the motivation, you know the point, all of the points he's gonna have to hit, you know everything about the character. So you're gonna have to do it.
I mean, you played it perfectly.
Yeah.
I never thought that you was not supposed to play that part.
Wow.
No, I wasn't. I was not. I wasn't. I mean, but you know, luckily enough, we have connections to our characters when we write them. So we understand each character's motivation and the reasons why they do what they do, right? So I knew that John and Jesse, their characters, even though they are the comic relief of the film, their characters are extremely important. And I don't want to, if I say it, then it may ruin it for people who are watching. But John and Jesse are actually parallels of Kyle and Dawn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Extreme parallel of Kyle and Dawn. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to show in its physical form how John and Jesse's love and affection for each other is the complete and total opposite of Dawn and Kyle. Like we wanted to give that visual to the audience for them to be able to see. And that is the true purpose of what John and Jesse actually serves in the film. The comic relief is just a plus, but that's truly what it was. So I wasn't supposed to play that part, and I was made to play the part. I had to play the part, and it came out pretty good. So
it came out.
It was
an awesome job in that, man. It was good.
And we picked that up. We saw that that's what that was for.
Right.
Even though it was hilarious, we didn't want to really try to talk about that part. We expressed it because we didn't want to give away the movie either. We were like, if we saved that, because we kind of we talked about it. Well, I talked about it at church on Sunday and kind of try to get an overview of what it was about. But I didn't want to. I told them it's not what the twist to it is not what you expect. So I kind of try to get their interest, before they watch it, because it wasn't what I expected to happen at all. It was just taking me up, down, up, down.
We did that on purpose. That's one of the things that we've gotten from majority of the people that have watched it. They said it was very unexpected. I did not expect. They said I didn't expect a lot of the things that were going to happen. The ending I didn't expect as well. It was like, and it's a lot. So it's one of those films that actually it was birthed from myself. I'm married. My brother's married. My older brother's married. My mother and my father have been married for I think it'll be 46 years this year. And all of our friends, they're either married or they're engaged to be married. So the stories that come from the film are true to life stories that all couples have either gone through before or are going to go through in the future. Which is the reason why the film is so relatable, because it's about real people in the real world who deal with real things.
That's so true.
One of the things that we, especially as Black people, we have an issue with men being able to express how they feel to their wives. Like the expectation for us is to always be strong and to always be stone-faced and not have any emotions or not having any feelings, which is the exact opposite of who Kyle is in the film. And we wrote him that way on purpose because we want to erase that stigma of we as Black men don't have feelings. We as Black men don't want our women. We as Black men don't want to be with our wives. We as Black men don't want to be able to do those things and have those reciprocated emotions and all of those kinds of things, because we absolutely do.
Yes.
And with Kyle and Dawn, they're going through their struggle, which is causing them to be separate away from each other, which is the reason why their counselor sends them on the staycation, because he sees that sitting inside of an office
working
not going to work for you all. It's time to either like the old folks say, either SHIT or get off the pot.
Right.
This is that time for y'all. Which is the reason why he said, look, y'all got 3 days in this house alone with each other, and at the end of it, you have to make a decision. Either you're going to stay together or you're going to get a divorce.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's good.
That was so good.
And we do our first of all, we do our marriage couple together. I believe that she can give the women. I ain't never been a woman before, so I can't tell a woman what to do. And then so I give the man perspective in the relationship. We started a group called Relationship Goals, and it went pretty well. But thinking of this movie, I think is very good for couples, whether they're getting ready to get married or married or about to get married, think about getting married, or even just a fan of the late great Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
So man, I think it all gels together. And speaking of Kevin Samuels, man, what's your take on everything that's transpired after his sudden demise?
Well, with Kevin Samuels, I think his perspective on life and on women as a whole comes from his experience. From what I understand, he was married 3 times. So he has a wealth of knowledge on what to do to mess up your relationship, what can be done to mess up your relationship, and what you have to do or be willing to do to fix it.
That's right.
Or to keep your relationship together. Messages and things like that, and learning tools and gems can come from the strangest places. It can come from people that you never would think would give you that type of knowledge, or give you that type of outlook or that type of perspective on any situation, especially as far as relationships go with married couples, because everybody's relationship is different. But no one, and absolutely no one in this day and age is going through anything that someone has not gone through before.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
So what that does is it allows you to know that you can get through it, first thing. And secondly, that it's not the end of the world if you don't.
That's right.
Because sometimes we have to make hard and tough decisions in order for things to be better. That's one of the lines that the counselor told to Dawn in the film. He said, you're going to have to make a choice. Either you want to save your marriage or you don't. The choice is up to you.
Plain and simple.
And it's just that simple. It's just that easy. Either you want to do it or you don't. That's the reason why I don't use the word try at all. Because to me, and I say this to my kids, try is a word that people use as an excuse to fail.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I never say try. I either say I'm doing or I'm not. Because when you say you try, you've given up at that point. You aren't actively doing it anymore. When you say you're trying, people say, well, I'm trying. No, you're not. You either doing it or you are not doing it. Trying does not exist.
That's good.
It doesn't.
Man, we're gonna put up under all that other stuff. We're gonna put preacher behind it too.
Yeah.
Actor, writer, director,
preacher.
singer, musician, and preacher.
Well, I have a pretty extensive and personal relationship with God. So we talk on a regular basis daily. And he imparts in me wisdom, and I listen a lot to a lot of people. I've always been considered a person to have an old soul, even when I was, in high school and in college. So, but I attribute that to my parents, to my father, to my mother, and to my entire family that was around me growing up. They taught us they gave us a lot of foundational tools to help us to, wade our way through this thing we call life. And, to up until this point, I think we've done a pretty good job, and we're still moving. So I'm going to keep doing, and I'm going to keep living. And hopefully if somebody can get anything out of the things that I say and the example that I set, then, I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I was put here for. So.
Leaving a legacy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's very important. What do you see yourself in the future in the business with just personal, with no egos, or whatever you got going?
Honestly, I definitely see myself making, more films. That is the future for us. It's continuously making films, doing film scripts. Doing television shows, writing scripts. One of our major goals for 1500 Entertainment is my brother and I want to get to the point, or we are going to get to the point to where we can actually fund independent projects for independent filmmakers. Because the hardest thing for an independent filmmaker is to find funding for your films. Right. So what we want to do is, and what we're going to do is, part of our yearly budget, once we get to that that point is we're going to invest in independent filmmakers to make films every year. We want to be able to give them we want to fully fund their film for them to be able to create their vision. So that is one of our main, that's what we see ourselves in years to come. And just being able to continuously create and take care of our families doing what we love, man. That's the most important thing for us.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, very, very, very good.
So how many films do you have total that you've done? How many movies have you done total?
So we have 2 feature films that we've done, full-length feature films. We have 3 short films that we've done, and we have 1 web series that we've done. But we have a catalog of film scripts that are already written. So yeah. At right now we have I think 7 or 8 completed feature film scripts. We have 3 television series that are completed as far as scripts are done, and we have in excess of 40 to 50 film ideas that are in development.
Okay. So do you do all the writing, or you have a crew? Or
so we have my brother and I have a system. So we come up with an idea and we pitch the idea to each other. If we like the idea, we say, okay, this one is worth development. This one is something we like. Do we want this to be a series, or does it look better as a film? If it's just an idea that's just not good at all, we'll say, nah, we're not gonna focus on that one. But once we figure out the idea that we want to work on, we create an outline for it. So what we do is we create all of the characters first. And once we create the characters, we determine what the beginning of the film is going to be and what the end of the film is going to be. And then from that, we outline the film from beginning to end. That's every scene. We outline every scene. After we outline every scene, then we start to write the actual script. Because once the scene is outlined, you know what the characters in that scene's motivation is. So it makes it easier for you to write out the dialogue, because you know what it is each character wants in that scene.
Right.
So once we do that, we write the entire script. And once we write the script, we sit down and reread it and we edit it. We go through it, we poke holes in it. And what I mean by poke holes in it is we look at the script from an audience's point of view. What questions would I have, or what would I say doesn't make sense? Or why would I say, why is this character doing this for what? Wouldn't it be easier for them to just do this? Or this doesn't make sense when it comes down to the end of it, or this isn't needed at all because that's too much. They would just stop right here. So once we get to that point of the editing and revision, we pretty much break the script down to its skeleton to put the muscle into it. And once we put the muscle into it, that's what keeps the train going. That's what keeps the script moving. That's what keeps it going to its end, so where we don't lull the audience to sleep, or to where you don't get bored while you're watching the film. And then we read it again until we feel like it's good. And once we feel like it's good enough, then we go through it for grammatical errors and all of those kinds of things. And we send it off to other people that we respect to read the script, to poke more holes in it if they see any. And then we go back and we take their notes. If we like their notes, we use it, because sometimes what people ask, the notes that they have, or the questions that they have, or the holes that they poke, are actually there for a purpose. And they just don't understand the reason why we put those holes there. So, and after that process, we have a film. We have a script, I'll say. So that's our writing process. So it generally takes us from conception of idea to finished script. It generally takes us about 2 months, 2 to 3 months to fully complete an actual script. Yeah. If that's all we're working on, it takes us about that long. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and it could be longer depending on.
It could be longer depending on what the film is, depending on the process of it, depending on what the actual subject matter of the film is. Especially behind if we have to do research, because one of the things that my brother and I want to make sure that we do is continuously make things that are relevant to everyday people. So the things that we write in our script, we want them to be factual. So if you can go and fact check it and see if this is actually the way something happens, if you do this, we want that to be real. So we consult people that are in that field or in that industry, whatever it is. My wife is she's a biologist. So on the film that we're working on right now, a lot of the questions, a lot of the things or the subject matter that's in the film, I actually received research information from her, because she that's her field of study. So while I was writing, I would ask her, hey, does this make sense? Does this actually happen? And then she'll say, well, it happens, but it doesn't happen the way you're writing it. It happens this way. So it informs me to be able to change what it is that I'm writing so that it actually is true to life. So those types of things can take a little longer than others. You know. Yeah.
Wow.
Y'all are doing amazing things.
Amazing.
Yes.
We doing our best to make sure that we are achieving and reaching our. That's what it is. You know. That's definitely what it's about.
We are definitely praying that God's blessings overtake y'all and cause you to not even believe your eyes when things are coming your way. We're praying for abundance.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Praying for abundance.
Well, below we have your information right there, man. They can connect with you on IG, and your website is there made available. Is there anything else you'd like to add to let everybody know everything else? Anything else?
Man, I just want to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to be able to interview and sit and talk with y'all, you know, commune. I love communicating with people. I love being able to speak film and talk about what it is I love to do. And if I can help anyone to be able to do anything, that is always my ultimate goal. That's my brother's ultimate goal. We here to help people, you know, and whatever way, in whatever capacity we possibly can. And I just want to appreciate you all for giving me the opportunity to expand my platform and expand my reach to people who could possibly need assistance and who could possibly need help. And, you know, also for people who want to enjoy good films.
Yes,
right. We're looking forward to many more years of supporting you, man, and being a part of each other's lives. I don't believe this is coincidence, man. I thank God for the connection, man, and looking forward to shooting and being in that background, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I don't believe in coincidence, man. Everywhere you are is where you are supposed to be.
While I'm doing the pictures, she can be half her makeup brushes. She's an MUA, so
yeah. We always looking for good makeup artists. So yes. Okay. We are always looking for makeup artists. We always looking for crew members, people that are willing to work, that want to be on set, that want to work with people. We always looking for new people. So
we don't want to be in front of the camera. We be behind the scenes.
Hey, we always looking for it. Help is needed. Help is necessary, and you know you can do more together than we can apart.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you gotta up and coming. Well, we hate saying up and coming.
Right.
But when you got a editor, videographer, photographer right here, man, just let me know when you need something. Yeah,
sounds good, man. I appreciate you all. Definitely.
Thank you so much for joining us and you're so humble. Your humility, just you can feel when you brothers and sisters.
Well, you know, he's a 504 boy. So
yes, I am.
I am 504 boy, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
One thing my grandmother used to tell me all the time. There's the difference between arrogance and confidence.
Right.
Is humility.
Oh yes.
Right.
People who are arrogant, they are absent of humility.
Yes.
Right.
That's the difference between arrogance and confidence. That very fine line between the two is humility.
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna have to hold on. You said the difference between arrogance and
confidence.
What arrogance and confidence and humility.
She gonna be preaching
and
this in a minute.
Okay, and I'm gonna put Granny Abdin on there.
Yeah.
But I am gonna post that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Arrogance. Difference between arrogance and confidence is humility. So that's one of the things that we live by, man. You got to be humble, but you can be a humble lion.
Yes,
you can
right.
Be, and that's what we are. We know our business and we know what we're doing, but we're not gonna, be overzealous and say what we've done and all those kinds of things. That's why I told you in the beginning. To hear you read my bio is like crazy. I didn't even think about all that.
You're like, that's me.
Right. Right. I did all of that. I guess I did.
Yeah, that is awesome.
With more to add to it, man. More to add to it. It's gonna be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, man. To see it all unfold.
Yeah.
To see it all unfold.
It's gonna be
I'm a huge supporter, especially when I jail with somebody. I like to support them, anything that they got going on. So be looking out for the shares of the posts and all of the videos.
Talking about the movie.
About the movies, yes.
We're gonna share it on our Facebook pages. So
I appreciate y'all. But y'all should make Staycation one of the things that you get your couples to actually watch when y'all doing the couple thing.
We did. Mm-hmm.
We told the couple as a whole at church on Sunday when I talked about it after service. But that's one of the things we're gonna write in our marriage counseling. He started talking about it and he started talking about something else, but I forgot. But that's one of the things that we thought will be good.
So let me know if that's something that you all want to do, and I'll send you a link for it. That way you can make it a part of you all's thing. So I would love for people to go and get the app and be able to subscribe and all of that, but helping people is more important. So if our film can help, say again.
I say praise God.
Okay, if our film can help people and help their relationship and help them to be able to find their way through tough situations and all that, we all for that, man. That's what we're here for. So just let me know.
I got you.
We'll only use the link for the people that are getting married. That'll be a perk for them.
There you go.
Everybody else will say go to ALLBLK. How about that?
Yes, ma'am. We got to keep it on the app. We got to keep it on there. Yeah. Well, man, God bless you. We thank you for coming on and chatting with us, man. Looking forward to having you back. Yeah,
definitely.
You're welcome to come back. We'll talk about new projects that's coming up, and
yes, sir.
Whenever you're available, just let us know. You got an idea for a show, shoot it to us, and we can make it happen, man.
Man, I'm very appreciative of y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all a lot.
Thank you. God bless
Tell the family we said hello.
Yes.
Greetings from Texas all the way to NO, man.
Man. Yes, sir. Definitely will.
All right.
Man. Well, God bless you, man. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank y'all. Y'all enjoy. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Amen. Awesome, man.
You know this I know that I say this every time we get off. That was my favorite interview.
Well, it's supposed to get better and better and
Well,
better and better, but
our season 2 though just been bananas.
Season 2 been off the chain, man, and it's going to get better and better and better. You're going to keep seeing different faces. We'll be bring back in the mix some people that we've already interviewed just to catch up and see what they got going on. And so, you know,
and you know what I love? The nuggets, like the humility
everybody been dropping
and the
juice.
Nuggets. Yes.
They've been dropping
like
juice.
He started talking, and the things he was saying started jogging things in my mind. Right. And I have been like, I think that's what I was saying. I was like, oh Lord, I hope I don't get, we don't get backlash for this on camera, but you know how it is when they're like, why you say that? You don't want your friends no more. But when I think that it's like, they say birds of a feather flock together. You are who you hang around.
That's right.
And if you don't hang around people that are going somewhere, that want something out of life, that are doing things that you want to accomplish, it will hurt you if you hang around people that are doing nothing. And
it's crazy where I used to spend my mornings, versus where I spend my mornings now. In the No Egos group, man, I used to go to all preacher pastor rooms, and oh my God, it gave me a headache. The arrogance and everybody is up here 24/7. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. No laugh, nobody want to joke. Nobody have any realness going on in their life. I'm like, okay, this is my spot. And so it took me a while to come up because I didn't know how I was going to be received. So I keep it short and didn't want to go up to speak. But they've embraced me. So I thank God for the ones that have embraced me. So it's on like Donkey Kong. That's what we used to say.
And then to go into a group of people who are who are doing things, and then their group is called No Egos.
No Ego.
These are the people who have something, who have obtained, who do have something up under their belt. Like reading his bio, he was shocked at the things he has done.
I love all of the.
We know people who has done absolutely nothing, who think that they're above everybody else.
Absolutely nothing.
That are
people
prideful.
that got nothing but pride.
Yes.
How does that
doesn't even make sense. Right. That's why, God, baby, I'm so glad that you got into that group. I know I used to fuss all the time and say, why you always on that thing? Get out of that. You always on that stupid clubhouse. And look at where God has taken us because of it. Right. Because you have connected with so many good people. And I mean, I started wondering, are there any good Black people left? Or is there anybody really doing anything? Or are they really, are they making this stuff up? And then for you to go into this group and find all of these genuine people.
Right.
Who really care about other people. You heard what he was saying?
Right.
He said,
and we want to take care of our families, in because that's the kind of heart I have with I want to give. I've done so many things for people for free. You have gotten in trouble for giving.
You give a little too much.
Man, video editing free, photography free, graphics done it for free. So it's I belong there. So hey, man, I belong there.
And the thing is, I will always hope that they.
So now you don't need to fuss at me when I do stuff for free.
I know it, and I hope that whenever the people that we have to come, those that have been already, even Mr. Ali, I hope that they all know and feel our hearts, even and through our interview that we're not
even
coming looking for anything from anybody.
We don't charge for podcasts. We don't get nothing done for podcasts.
Right. Just what we want to give back as well. So I think this interview was another awesome interview in the books for us, y'all. Believe me when I tell you, you have to go and check out Staycation.
Got to.
It will not disappoint you. You will be so enlightened. And
we're going to come back and give you a review on Forgive and Forget. Is it Forgive and Forget? Yeah.
It's Forgive and Forget.
Yeah.
We're going to check that out tonight when we log off. But y'all, make sure if you are in a relationship, somebody getting ready to get married, if you know somebody that's going through in a relationship, please take an opportunity and watch Staycation. It will bless your marriage. It just will. And because he said, he mentioned something, and he was saying that Mr. Ali was saying, if somebody somebody is going through a rough patch in their marriage, this will be good for them. But even if you're not, trust me, in a marriage, you're gonna get there one way at one point or another. Right. And it is so beneficial to sit and watch somebody play out things that have happened. Even in a marriage, it may not be the intimate part of it, or that people have grown apart, but situations bring a wedge between people in marriages. Mm-hmm. The whole, the infidelity bring that wedge, but there is nothing that God cannot do. He can bring it back together, and that is strictly what this is about. So you guys, please make sure that you take time out, go and watch Staycation. It is on the ALLBLK. It's the All channel. They are trending. It is number one right now. Please, let's keep it there, guys. We're going to be sharing it everywhere. If you watch it, please do a review on it on your Facebook pages. Tag it, tag the movie, tag the ALLBLK. Let's keep him there. I mean, he was so humble. There is nothing that we won't do. For 1500 Entertainment LLC is now part of the Preacher's Corner family. Yes, and there is nothing that we will not do to make sure that they stay number one. Absolutely. And
if you want to email them or drop some digital love, go back to his Instagram. It's at 1500 Entertainment LLC. Yes. Go drop by, follow, and like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yes. All that. What you got? You got anything else?
I was blessed. I'm blessed.
I told you, it's up.
It's up.
It's up. Yeah. Right here. The next episode of the Preacher's Corner. God bless you. God keep you. Get out of here.
Thanks so much for joining us for the Preacher's Corner with your hosts, Pastor JT and Lady Fenita. For more information, you can log on to our website at thepreacherscorner.net, Facebook at The Preacher's Corner, and IG The.Preacher's Corner. This is an in-house production. We'll see you next time.